Janome has been making sewing machines for over a century, but the best model depends on what you sew. I tested 6 machines, from beginner-friendly options to a full sewing and embroidery combo, to find out which ones are actually worth buying. Some are excellent values, while others are harder to justify. My #1 pick earned its spot with dependable, fuss-free performance you'll appreciate for years. If you enjoy honest, hands-on reviews, subscribe. And let's start with number 6. Starting at number 6, and I'll say this up front, the Toile Romance is banking heavily on its Bridgerton license designed to stand out. And once you look past the aesthetic, the machine underneath is pretty basic. You're getting 15 built-in stitches and a single 4-step buttonhole, a step down in stitch variety from several other machines on this list, including ones at a lower price point. Stitch length and zigzag width are adjustable, which covers your fundamentals, and the front-loading bobbin system includes a built-in guide that makes setup easier for beginners. The metal frame does give it genuine stability, so it's not flimsy by any means. My honest take, if the licensed design is genuinely what's drawing you in and you love the aesthetic enough to pay for it, that's a completely valid reason to buy a sewing machine. Plenty of people buy machines for how they look sitting on a craft table. But if you're comparing purely on features and stitch count, you're paying a premium for styling rather than capability, and that's why it lands at the bottom of this list. At number 5, the Crystal Interior is a genuinely solid entry-level machine, though I want to push back on some of the marketing language before we get into what it does well. It's marketed in places as a heavy-duty sewing machine, but at 13 pounds with 15 built-in stitches and a 4-step buttonhole, this is squarely a beginner-focused mechanical machine, not a heavy-duty workhorse in the traditional sense. That's not a knock against it. It's actually one of its biggest strengths. The 3-piece feed dog and free-arm design handle fabric smoothly for everyday projects like clothing repairs, light quilting, and home decor, and the included darning plate is a nice touch for anyone wanting to try free-motion sewing without buying accessories separately. Where it genuinely shines is portability. At 13 pounds with a compact footprint, it's one of the easiest machines on this list to toss in a bag for a sewing class or retreat. Snap-on presser feet and a high-foot lift make swapping projects painless. If you're a first-timer who wants something approachable and light without a steep learning curve, this is a smart, affordable starting point. Just don't expect it to muscle through heavy denim or multiple layers of upholstery fabric. At number 4, the HD3000, specifically this Black Edition bundle, earns its spot by pairing a genuinely capable machine with real useful extras instead of throwaway accessories. You get 18 stitches, a 1-step buttonhole, and a drop-in bobbin, plus a built-in needle threader and auto-declutch bobbin winder that take the annoyance out of setup. The 6-piece deluxe quilting kit that comes bundled in is the real standout here. A 1/4-inch seam foot, an open-toe craft foot, a darning foot for free motion quilting, a walking foot, and a quilt guide. That's genuinely several accessory purchases worth of value included in the box, which matters if you're planning to get into quilting specifically. The 5-piece feed dog system and drop feed slide control for free motion work show this machine was built with quilters in mind more than garment sewers. Maximum stitch width comes in at 6.5 millimeters, on the wider end for this list, giving you a bit more range for decorative stitching. If quilting is your actual goal rather than an occasional side project, this bundle's included kit alone makes it worth serious consideration over machines with a slightly higher stitch count, but none of the accessories to back it up. At number 3, the MOD30 is where this list starts leaning into genuinely modern conveniences, and it does so without overcomplicating things. It packs 30 built-in stitches, including 3 1-step buttonholes, more buttonhole options than most machines on this list offer, which matters more than people expect once you're making actual garments. The one-hand needle threader and top-loading bobbin with a clear cover make day-to-day use noticeably less fiddly, and the 7-piece feed dog system is the most robust feed dog setup on this entire list, which should translate to smoother handling across a wider range of fabric weights. Convenience buttons, start/stop, reverse, locking stitch, and needle up-down. Bring it in line with pricier computerized machines, and the backlit LCD display with simple navigation keeps the learning curve low despite the added features. The 25-year limited warranty is also worth noting. That's a meaningful vote of confidence from Janome, and one of the stronger warranty terms across this lineup. If you want computerized convenience without stepping up to embroidery-capable pricing, the MOD30 hits a genuinely strong middle ground. At number 2, the C30 is the machine I'd point most beginners toward first, because it does the fundamentals well without overwhelming anyone with unnecessary complexity. With 30 built-in stitches covering utility, stretch, and decorative, and a one-step buttonhole, it has plenty of range for garments, home decor, and light quilting accents. The clear LCD display paired with push-button controls keeps stitch selection simple, and the combination of a built-in needle threader, jam-proof drop-in bobbin, locking stitch button, and needle up-down control means less time troubleshooting and more time actually sewing. Genuinely one of the more beginner-friendly control layouts I tested. The 4-piece feed dog system does a solid job feeding fabric evenly, which held up well on lightweight cottons and knits in testing without noticeable puckering. It's also lightweight and easy to transport, making it a strong pick for sewing classes or anyone without a dedicated permanent sewing space. The one place it falls short of the top spot is stitch variety and long-term headroom. As your skills grow, you may eventually want more built-in options than the C30 offers. But as a starting point that won't fight you while you learn, it's hard to beat. And at number 1, the MemoryCraft 1000 takes the top spot because it does something none of the other machines on this list even attempt. With 300 built-in stitches and 241 built-in embroidery designs, this is in a completely different league from everything else here in terms of raw capability. The 3.5-inch color touchscreen lets you resize, rotate, flip, arc, and combine embroidery designs directly on the machine. No separate software required. And with 3 built-in fonts, monogramming projects become genuinely accessible rather than something you need a specialty machine for. The 2-stage hoop tightening system solves one of the most common embroidery frustrations, getting fabric centered and taut without fighting the hoop. And the combination of optical bobbin thread monitoring, automatic thread cutting, and automatic return after a thread break means fewer interruptions during long embroidery runs. For anyone who wants both disciplines in one machine without cluttering their workspace with 2 separate units, the MemoryCraft 1000 is genuinely the most capable, most future-proof option on this list. If you're a beginner, the Janome C30 is the best place to start. For quilting, the HD3000 is hard to beat. And for the best overall sewing and embroidery machine, choose the Janome MemoryCraft 1000. Links are in the description. If this video helped, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.